Hello and welcome to our first look at Hollywood Animal. This demo has just launched for the Steam Next Fest, and this game comes out, I believe, later this month. We are taking a brand new look at it, digging right in and seeing what it's all about. For those of you who don't know, Hollywood Animal is about recreating a Hollywood studio at, I think, kind of like the beginning of movies and the beginning of Hollywood. It's got a bit of that, like, management simulation style. New Year's 1929, hedonism of the 20s gives way to the Great Depression. The hedonism of the 90s gives way to the Great Exhaustion. The advent of talkies herald the golden age of Hollywood, and life gives way to cinema. This is what I want to see. Cats chasing birds. That's all about. I'm just gonna make cat movies all day long. I'm gonna skip Hollywood and go straight to the internet. Film companies fiercely compete for market and influence. The strong devour the weak. You purchase a bankrupt studio to build a new business on its ruins. I hope I can just make cat videos. If I can do that, that's 100%. I'm gonna only make cat videos. Hollywood Animal. Well, there's a big cat. Oh, Agents Cat Empire. Great band, Cat Empire. Very fun. Like Aussie ska band? I guess I want to call them ska. Do you ever try the News Tower demo? I didn't. News Tower has been on my wish list for a really long time. Very similar vibes to this game, but that's about running a journalist, like a magazine outfit instead of a movie theater. I do really want to try that one. Movies are not only made by actors and directors. Your film studio also employs people who quietly keep the machine running behind the names. My chief legal officer, my chief communications officer, and my chief financial officer. Well, obviously, Turgelson. It's going to have to be our chief legal officer. Can we rename him? Yeah, sure, if you're quick about it. And that's how the bankrupted studio finally disappeared. We're Lionsgate. I mean, yeah, we're a little bit Lionsgate, I suppose. We have our chief financial officer, Johnny Payne. We'll call him Chief Big Bucks. And our chief communications officer will be Evil Jane. There we go. Perfect. Along with the studio grounds, you also received the footage from an unfinished movie. Filming was completed, but it was never edited. Well, no wonder. Editing is a nightmare, YouTube. You'll need to complete the picture. What is the movie? Limpin' Luke, an action-adventure Wild West. Blind Love, a romance comedy in a modern American town. Or Messenger of Death, a detective thriller from a modern American city. Let's go modern American city. I feel like that's the place we'll find a cat. Prowling the streets. Perhaps the cat is the messenger of death. One gloomy morning, 7 Quentin bounty prisoners stunned the guards, snuck into a warehouse, and escaped the prison hidden in a truck. Most of the fugitives were served for theft and assault, but one was a true menace. Themes and events. Continue. All right, we got a prison break movie. A serial killer. The prisoner's name is Nick Crow, but the papers all called him the Curvier. All right, so we're just making Fallout. He brought flowers to young women and then killed them. After 5 murders, the police captured the courier on a lucky break, but they were never able to determine his motives. Love, obviously. The maniac's first victim was his own fiancée. Love, obviously. But the choice of the rest of the girls seems random. The very next day after the escape, the courier had already returned to his old ways. Dressed like a messenger, he delivered flowers to young Rita Peterson and then stabbed her to death. Bill Zeman, Rita's fiancé, returned from work that evening to find his beloved dead upon the floor. His own desperate screams echoed through the neighborhood. Nick Crow is Edward Peterson. We have our detective. Bill had little faith in the local police, so he hired a private investigator, Harry Burroughs. Harry was a young man, had sharp wits and a keen mind, enough to solve dozens of difficult cases and earn him the reputation of a genius. Rita and I had just got engaged. Bill Zeman offered helplessly as Harry examined the crime scene. The police had already taken away the body, but the bouquet of roses still remained on the living room floor. Compliments of the Courier. Harry Burroughs is played by Joe Duvall. With supporting characters, the sidekick. Harry looked around the house to talk to neighbors, but he couldn't catch a lead. He decided to contact Kathy Watts, a journalist who'd covered the Courier's murders in detail. Kathy came right away, carrying a hefty file, got right to the point. After the previous murders, I talked to Crow's friend and learned about a cheap old shack he acquired long ago. It's past the city limits heading north. I told the police about the place and they arrested Crow 2 years ago, but they just brushed me off. They figured the case was already closed. Kathy Watts is Bessie Patterson. There's a search for a killer. I guess this is like teaching me what all the things we need probably to make a movie. Harry and Kathy hit the road, and soon enough they found the right house, broken down hut, unsuitable to live in, but our hero saw a man in the front locking the door. As Harry's car approached, the stranger took off running towards the woods. Harry drew his gun, leapt from the car, but the man was already gone. We scared him off. Let's have a look inside. He kicks the door down, and a carved wooden box drew his attention. Inside were 6 diamond rings. Trophies. Rita Peterson was recently engaged, and the Courier was engaged to his first victim. What about the rest of the girls? Interesting. All the victims were soon getting married. 2 couples surfaced, Rita and Bill, a tragedy already familiar, and a certain Sandy Wick and her fiancé Tom. Harry and Kathy visited Sandy, who was happy to speak of yesterday's strange visitor. A messenger came with a bouquet of roses. No card, no note, just a bouquet. It must be a mistake, and I didn't take the flowers. He apologized and left. Harry had a plan. He and Kathy hired a photographer, posed as an engaged couple, made sure to capture Harry's rented yellow brick house, the only one in the area, advertised their engagement in the newspaper morning edition, and paid an extra $10 to have the photo printed beside the article. At noon the next day, there was a knock on the door. Kathy opened it, and there stood Nick Crow, the Courier, smiling nervously. From a secret admirer, a bouquet of roses. Kathy feigned delight, took the bouquet, and ran to put it in a vase, leaving the door wide open. The Courier stepped in, pulled out his knife, raised it, and felt a pistol at his temple. Harry's pistol. Finally, the Courier grew wild. You don't understand. 2 years ago, I was supposed to marry my dear Rachel when suddenly she started receiving anonymous bouquets. I became jealous. She laughed it off and accepted all the flowers, no matter how many or secret they might be. 1 week later, I caught her in some jerk's car. All these animals are the same. First they say flowers, and then they break your heart. They deserve to be punished. This is the first incel, I suppose. The Courier won't be delivering any more flowers. This time he was sentenced to the electric chair. Harry added another win to his list of cases, and Kathy wrote a book about the Courier called The Messenger of Death. Ratings. 7.9. Commercial appeal. 7.8. Artistic appeal. A film's commercial and artistic appeal may change after each stage of development. Messenger of Death received these ratings after the script was completed. The screenwriter, Maurice Fox, loves to write detective stories. Thanks to his experience and talents, the investigation turned out suspenseful and intriguing. The story's elements come together to form a coherent whole. Loyalty, happiness, quality, pay. Bada boom. Oh my God, Joe Duvall is dead. The film's ratings rose even higher after pre-production. Casting famous actors is the surest way to boost commercial and artistic appeal, but both other factors also influence the rating. I'm sorry, this guy died? After the shoot? At 27? This is probably the last movie Joe Duvall ever made? He's got to be famous. After the production phase, the film's commercial appeal declined. The lead actor became seriously ill. He couldn't fight and looked too thin. The film's artistic appeal grew. Joe Duvall tried to make up for his lack of physique with subtlety of his acting. Production problems were reflected in the lengthened schedule. The actor passed away while working on the film. I guess so. Cool. All right. We have producers, we have directors, cinematographers, the whole gang. How much money the studio spent on the picture? This isn't the final budget. This is how the creators imagined their potential audience. A subtle psychological thriller with dark atmosphere and engaging dialogue. Audience are adult men and women, people who enjoy a serious tone and an intricate plot. Ooh, man, look at that nice parallax effect. Gorgeous. Okay, I like it. I can't wait to make a movie. Time to send the footage to post-production and complete the film. So far, soundtrack, absolutely banging. Assign employees to handle editing and scoring. Studio personnel are not the most qualified, but over time, their skills will grow. We have Emma Beery and Oliver Grant, who is an alcoholic. Well, this is really, truly based on the old movies game. Well, obviously, I'm going to take this not alcoholic character. And the composer, this guy's a racist. Well, I don't want to hire you. No, you're a good composer, though. No. We'll hire Lee Woods. He's less of a racist. We need to decide who will develop the film, record the music and sound effects. Outside contractors. Film development. Quality medium. Slightly quicker, but more expensive. What's money to us anyway? The music recording? The sound recording? I mean, I probably shouldn't be paying all this much money, but I'd rather slightly better quality at slightly less time. It seems right. And also, I have no idea how much money we have, so let's start post-production, baby. You've planned out post-production, and until you assign a department head, you won't be able to get things moving. To hire new employees, first appoint an HR director. Patricia Arnold, Fred Johnson, and Peter Kennedy. This guy's loyal, but he's extremely depressed. HR, though. HR is meant to be depressed, but loyal. They got to toe the company line. Hire other missing department heads. Maintenance. Hire a head of maintenance. This guy has upgrade bonuses. I'm gonna bankrupt my studio so fast, I bet. Distribution, a head of distribution. I like this guy. He's new, but he's got moxie. No movies in theaters, and a head of post-production. Oof. These guys are rough. Let's get the only guy here who doesn't totally chonk out on everything. Post-production has begun. We can see how far along the project is and how quickly it's progressing. Maud, Messenger of Death. Build a script department. Time to start working on a new movie. First thing, we need scripts. Has to be away from everybody else, does it? That's post-production. Why don't we go right here? What do we have? Matt, we got like $5 million. Let's build things that are not in absolute abysmal condition if we can. 62 days. You can speed up or slow down the passage of time. All sorts of news going about different other movies coming out. We don't need to build anything else here, do we? No. Lots of buildings, though. Chief Big Bucks says, I got divorced a couple of years ago and figured I was out of chances until I met Gilda. We spent all our time together and we can't get enough of each other now. It's always like that at the beginning, but we've been together a year. We're like a drug to each other. I feel guilty mentioning it, but when Gilda visits me at work, I absolutely cannot concentrate. She enraptures me. Yesterday, I nearly made a mistake on the paperwork that could have cost the studio a lot of money. Do me a favor, help me fight this addiction. Let's introduce some kind of access control so Gilda can't just walk into my office. My heart will be broken like any drug addict, but I'd hate to hurt your business and ruin my career. He's already pretty unhappy. Are you crazy? Enjoy it while you can. It's not every day a dame comes along that knocks you off your feet. All right, we got the Messenger of Death is ready. Freddy. We spent a lot of money. It made the movie worse in every way. The film's commercial and artistic ratings dropped. Don't be upset. You did everything you could. Your studio still sucks. Okay. That's fun. Everybody gets like a little bit of experience. Oh my god. Randomly generated posters? Do we go after the dead bodies or do we go driving through the city? I like driving through the city. That's my vibe. Dude, this game is beautiful. Visually, like, wow. They nailed the UI and the tone of this incredibly well. The release calendar displays all the films being shown across America for the foreseeable future. The studio's previous owners already chose a release date for the film. You choose the release date of the next film yourself. You don't just own a studio, but a whole network of 91 cinemas. You can run your films in your cinemas for free, but that's not going to reach a wide audience. You'll have to rent other theaters if you want solid box office receipts. They already arranged for this. Paid films rental costs. In the first week, the film is shown to be shown in 7,000 times. Some 3,000 of these screenings will take place in your cinema, 4,000 across other cinemas. Next time, you got to pay for this yourself. Screenings and rentals are scheduled 4 weeks from release. Once they expire, you can extend your rentals if you think the film can still make a profit. They'll start printing the film tomorrow, and they'll be finished and ready for distribution in 5 weeks. Distribution goes out all at once when they finish printing. Printing speed and costs vary. Studios blah, 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 blah have already paid. Great. Sounds good. A film begins promotions a few weeks before the premiere, so the advertising has time to gain momentum. Studio's previous owners already arranged this. In the future, you'll decide. The film is being promoted by an advertising agency. It's time to tell them the audience they should target. Already paid for the promotion of 3 films. After that, you have to arrange the advertising yourself. We want adults, is what we decided these guys are. Coming soon. Audience will soon be watching your first film. Good luck. Reading in the news that theater chains are really hurting. Low box offices, not many popular films. I'd believe that. It's hard to like convince people to go to the movies nowadays, unless it's like a big blockbuster. Most stuff I'm just like, I'd rather watch this at home. We all got big TVs now, right? Well, not all of us, but TVs don't really come in small sizes anymore, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's all lame sequels. Yeah, most new movies are not that great. You ask me, Messenger of Death is a surefire hit, a farewell film by a young star. The story has a soul, but it'll all go to waste unless it's released at the right moment. The studio's former owners were mindful of these things. They scheduled it carefully and chose a good window, right when the public would be hungry. Practically no competition. But when the old studio closed its doors, those parasite for margins pitchers decided Messenger of Death would never see the light of day. I don't know who was pulling their strings, but they all convinced the theater owners to give them our slots. The film The Margins are releasing instead doesn't even have a title yet, but we know that they serve the audience. What kind of slop they serve the audience. Probably something like yesterday's fart or wet armpits. Good one, Irvin Fink. The truth is on our side. We got the documents and a court battle would be long and pointless. We'll miss the moment. No compensation will cover that. I suggest we use our connections, all of our influence, and remind the theater owners our agreements have to be honored. Sure, I guess. Let's use our Illuminati points. You can spend Illuminati points to advance your interests and solve problems in various and unconventional ways. Great. I should probably move myself up just a little bit here. Don't want to miss this release window. Danny Payne, head of maintenance. Construction of the script department is going according to plan, but there's a small snag. According to the architect's vision, a large red leaf maple should be a central decorative element, just like Canada. The contractors found a suitable tree to reserve in the border between Ontario and Minnesota and already agreed on a price and transportation, but the inspector who issues the permit is playing coy. He says he can't say how long the paperwork will take, maybe a week, maybe a month. We gotta grease the gears. All right, choke on his table scraps. We have like millions of dollars, so when an issue needs to be resolved quickly, the funds in the studio's bank account can be useless. When the situation gets tricky, cash is king. Oh, I see. We actually don't have that much in cash, but until the script department gets built, I can't make movies, so you got to spend money to make money, kid. Screenwriters turn ideas into script plays. Hire a head of the script department. Ricky Woods, Donald Carpenter, or Ronald Watson. This guy's not very loyal, which I don't appreciate, but he is happy. A happy scriptwriter doesn't make sense to me, though. Scriptwriters can't be happy. Drama, comedy, action, romance, detective, adventure, thriller, historical. So we have a guy who's good at detectives. Our director is a good detective director. So I feel like detective is a good one. I want to make some movies about cats. So those are going to be comedies, obviously. I feel like a detective movie is kind of a thriller already. This is like fun for the kids and the family. This is fun for adults. This is fun for the family. I think maybe we go action. Romance? No, I don't want to make romance movies. Not putting out that slop. These are the screenwriters remaining from their Fumer Studios staff. What are their names? That sounds great for me. We'll just keep them. Select the script department building to start working on a brand new script. Worked up several ideas for the first script. A romance detective movie. Okay. An action, a modern American City cop movie. Or an action, modern American City working man. I'm gonna go with the working man. Comedy, action, detective. So I guess we'll have you work on this then. Felix Hill. This is the protagonist is a detective. It is a romance movie, but he likes writing detective movies, so. And an action cop comedy? I guess. I don't think they had any negative perks. None of those guys did. Continue to develop your studio is key to your success. Pick an upgrade for the department. Oh my god, there's tech trees too. Big dirty tech trees. No matter who's working on your script department, no one knows better than you what a film needs to be successful. You can write your own stories. Some improvements take a while. Department heads will in time learn to speed up process. It's wise to hold on to experienced employees. Okay. Writers write faster. Rolling edits. Freelance writer's office. Additional experience. Story ideas last longer. Cool. Cool. Build a production and a pre-production department. Well, I feel like pre-production is probably the most important thing here then. Why does everything have to be so far away from everybody? How long are those scripts going to take? I feel like they're probably going to take a while. And the production department as well. Oh, this one's much smaller. I can actually sneak you down here. We're going to skimp on some conditions here. Premiere! Joe Duvall in The Messenger of Death. Oh my god, what should the tagline be for Messenger of Death? Something about flowers. A beautiful bouquet. A deadly bouquet. Am I spelling bouquet right? Of course I've picked like just the hardest word. Let's go with it. A+! A Kino Mark rating measures audience reviews on the day of the premiere, but you've released a quality film. People aren't appreciating it, then you may have lured the wrong audience in. A fascinating farewell from a real actor's actor. Tragedy that the film's title would turn to be so prophetic for our beloved Joe Duvall. A movie that constantly keeps you in suspense. The main villain so creepy you could faint. Anyone who watches this film will have dreams about the knife scenes. You might find it difficult to sit through this brutal and chilling film, but Joe Duvall's triumphant role rewards the effort. And one 5-star review, an exciting detective story whose title mirrors with the tragic fate of the film's star. Could this really be a coincidence? Could this really be a coinky-dink? Good job, everybody. Except for Joe Duvall. You died. Boy, this is getting expensive. Okay, what are all these little things, I wonder? Oh, tech trees. Power plants for our own studio power, or water for its own water source. Or landscaping. This seems like it will take significantly less time. Oh my god, and then all of these departments also have tech trees. So it doesn't seem like there's any cost for doing this. It just takes a while. Maintain the ethnic composition of your studio staff. Open a services department building. Let's do that one. You can borrow $500,000 for 1 year at 22%. Sure, why not? Increase our legal protection. Why not? Big spoilers in the reviews, right? Big spoilers. A film lab developing film right on the studio grounds. A sound studio. A concert hall. I feel like a sound studio. I value sound a lot. And then our distribution center, pretty much everything is locked here. We have a printing office, print duplicates of the film in 5 weeks, or a marketing and outreach building. Let's go with that. So we're just like not making anything right now. Roy Spencer, the producer. I borrowed a little money from some people. They seem like good guys and honest eyes. I'm a great judge of people, but now some annoying jerk is following me around and everywhere demanding I pay off the debt. I'd return the whole amount today, but I need a little time to recoup. You know what they say, you might be strong, but the cards are always stronger. That's always nonsense. By the way, I'll show the cards who's boss. Let me go for a couple of months while I sort this mess out. I mean, we're not producing anything right now. You're a gambler. We gotta like write films, shoot them. Production is a long time off. Head for pre-production. I guess let's go with you, Stella O'Brien. 3 studios actors remained at the studio. What are their names? Jane Fisher, Sarah Freed, and Russell Simmons. Sure. I'm sure all 3 writers have negative perks. Couple of bros as well. Okay. Couple of directors. I like that you can name everybody. If we do a full run of this game, we're going to name everybody after chat. Sets and props, scouting office, or a casting office. Normal quality locations or medium quality sets. Let's go with scouting first. It's always cheaper to scout a place than it is to build your own. The legendary Lyda Globe is back in the saddle nearly. Yeah, honey, I know you expected me to start a new film right away, but get used to talking a lot longer than expected. You've got to understand, a bird that's used to flying in the clouds can't just dive down to the bottom of the ocean without a little preparation first. I'm doing speech exercises with masters at the stage, stretching out my vocal cords, drinking egg cocktails, getting that velvety voice in the morning. You can already notice a difference. That's right, honey. So please, I'm begging you, I mean really begging you, give me 3 more months to get ready for my first talkie, and you'll see your patience will really pay off. A perfectionist. Yeah, you can have 3 months. Man, I'm already like down $1 million. I hear Lydia Globe's coming back out of retirement, or what I heard was that she never retired at all. She just went to work off her voice so she could steal even more roles from us. If that's too much to hope for, that greedy bitch did finally retire. Well, there's got to be an ounce of justice in this business. Our production studio is up. Well, this guy's miserable. Let's take him. Sound stages, line production offices, production support, shooting on location, more comfortable. Double XP. Let's go production support because I got a scouting office going, so. Was it a paid vacation? Not really with actors. Not typically. A level 1 soundstage. Ah, cute. I can build it like right next to this place. I want to keep cheaping out on things wherever I can. The first 4 weeks were successful. The film is still making a lot of money at the box office, and we're paying in rental fees. We'll make a lot more if we extend our original distribution. Click extend distribution to keep playing the movie for another 4 weeks under the same terms. Sure. The story workshop. Ba, 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 ba. Sequels. Everybody loves sequels. Haven't we learned that about the modern economy? About the modern movie world? Sequels are what everybody wants all of the time. Yeah, we made some money. Let's get that up and running. I wanted to see, are there more ideas here? Yeah, cool. Okay, so now we have dramas and we have historicals. I get it. I get it. Our first soundstage is up. Soundstage 1. Sure. From what I see, this game looks very good. I mean, so far, yeah, so far this game is like really well made. Especially from a demo, like. Good job, Walter West. I like how my first movie was like 9s, and this one is like absolutely abysmal. A detective. This is a historical romance about a detective who is chased by an evil monster. He's got a sidekick. He robs a bank. An evil monster robs a bank, and a detective and their sidekick has to overcome their self-doubt. Oh my god. I'm shelving this. That's the worst script I've ever seen. Oh my god, that was a disaster. What is this guy good at? Favorite genres, detectives. Maybe we just like wait and he can come up with some more ideas for a little while. Here we go. This is a movie we could make. Escape from Springfield. At least it's a 4.0. It's an adventure comedy action romance where a working man fights against a tribal chief, is supported by his angry boss, and he finds a bunch of treasure. I'm assuming this is a bit of an Indiana Jones thing, but for some reason it takes place in a modern American city. Why is there a tribal chief in a modern American city? Cowboy drama with the detective might work. We're gonna try this one out. These are the places that the events of the film take place. The characters spend most of their time in locations highlighted in gold, so most of the filming will take place there. Only minor scenes are filmed at secondary locations. You decide which scenes should be shot on soundstage and which would be better filmed on location. Select the location quality. On a soundstage, location involves filming equipment, scenery, and design. Outdoors, the emphasis is on beauty and aesthetics of the natural scenes. If you want to film some of the film scenes on a soundstage, select which soundstage you want to use. I feel like city streets, interiors. We do have the soundstage. We got... This guy's an addict. This guy is calm. I feel like filming at an airport would be a disaster. Why don't we take this guy, though? Well, you know what? No, we'll take you. You might be an addict, but you're at least better. I see. So filming on a soundstage is way less expensive. Movie theater, station, hotel. These can definitely be sound stages. Let's do that. Total filming time is the sum of filming days at each location plus all the Saturdays and Sundays in between. This feels like the right way to do this. Spend the money on the good locations. We're going to use Doppler technology with sonotone. Let's get some extra actors in there. Why not? That's pretty cheap. And some extra crew. I want to train up some staff is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if that'll actually work, but... It's going to be produced by Vincent Rooks. Directed by... Disciplined perfectionist. They don't really have any preferred genres. Keeps his commitments, doesn't step out of line, and strictly follows the agreed plan. I'm gonna go with you. The working man protagonist. A leader and hot-tempered over trivial things. This guy is chaste. This guy is an alcoholic and a misogynist. Doesn't think of women as real people. All right, well, let's maybe not use you as often as possible. Recently performed in action, drama, detective, comedy. Sidekick, criminal mastermind, cop, clumsy oaf, a rival. Cowboy, sheriff, sidekick, evil monster, bandit. Rival, bandit, knight. Nobody has worked as a working man. I gotta be honest, I might take this. This week, what are we? We're an adventure comedy romance action. Adventure comedy, historical comedy, action comedy, horror, adventure. Peter Harris with supporting character. Oh, where was this guy the whole time? Angry boss and working man. Did we have him down here? Oh, we did. Russell Simmons, you know how to play a working man, but you're not really good at action movies. Or you haven't performed recently in action movies. I want Gabriel Rutowski to be the angry boss. I feel like he's the right guy for this. This guy's leader. He's hot-tempered. Let's do it. This feels like a dream team. Oh, and the tribal chief. He's the bad guy. This guy's miserable. A troublesome misogynist? Why not? Yo, Agus, what's up? To begin the pre-production process, you need to officially stamp and approve your plans. Pre-production is 29 days. Longest task is preparing the city streets. Total cost of funding at $200,000. That seems fine. Kablam! Start the project, lads. Let's get this talkie off the ground. Between me and the devil, 2.9, 2.7s. A historical action drama. No, we're shelving this one. This one sounds terrible. Attendance is down to 23%. So I feel like that's probably we end our distribution there. You know, I say that and it's still #1 at the box office. But I think it's going to go down. Let's end the distribution there. Messenger of Death. Send it to the archive, baby. Turg Turgleson, our chief legal officer, comes to us. Poring over a pile of documents we inherited and came across something rather interesting. It turns out the previous studio promised the late Joe Duvall 25% of the box office for the Messenger of Death. This condition was added at the last minute, introduced as an amendment to the main contract just a few days before Duvall's death. No one even warned us about it. Apparently, the Duvall family doesn't even know about it, and what difference should it make to them? Over those 5 careers, the guy started 8 hits. His inheritance is enough for several generations. Not that it would work. Not that it ever would, anyway. The only people enjoying Duvall's money are his drunk father and his 2 aunts. We owe him $800,000. So should we contact his relatives and tell them they can start looking for another beachfront villa? It seems like this will just come bite us in the ass. Listen, we're rich as hell. We can afford $800,000. Seems like the honorable thing to do. Okay, we got a historical working man in a modern American city. By a racist, a gambler, or a lazy guy. God, all my writers suck. Drama and historical. All right. You start writing that. You start writing that. Let me know if you come up with anything good, kiddos. Oh, I can build more sound stages. I can also build a producer's office and security. Oh, I feel like security should probably be down by the entrance. Oh man, everything is so expensive to build. Engineering as well. Revolutionize your film-making technologies. My studio is going to be falling apart by the time everything is built. 50% maintenance on everything. What does 50% condition do? I don't know. That's the fun part. I don't have the foggiest. This employee has returned from vacation. Our script department is completed. Combine genres, characters, and plot twists. Create your own stories. Name the movie. A Tale Most Meowed. It's going to be a comedy. It's going to be an adventure comedy. It's going to take place in a modern American town. It's going to star the protagonist, a clumsy oaf, who's going to be antagonized by a criminal mastermind with supporting characters. Probably a femme fatale. Ooh, we can have multiple supporting characters. And a mentor. Our themes and events are going to involve a treasure hunt. Oh, I can't have that many. I see. A treasure hunt, and the finale. The protagonist dies heroically. No. It's an adventure comedy. I feel like maybe finds treasure if they're on a treasure hunt. This guy likes action. It's perfect for an adventure comedy. The treasure is going to be finding a cat. At least in my mind, that's what's happening. Escape from Springfield is done pre-production. Woof. Woof. My cinematographer, my producer, my locations, and my costumes were all really bad. No services offered. Start production? Okay, they're filming. I guess until we have like the service offices researched, we probably can't do much in the way of that. Headquarters complete. Opens the service department building. Well. Ping. I guess you'll get that next. And we'll have to build services. Transform the lives of your employees into Hollywood fairy tales. Oh, this building is huge. Where am I going to fit like sound studios? Not sound studios, but like sets. I guess those are all in the sound studios. I'm gonna pay money for that. That's a big building. Maintenance is doing some medium landscaping. Now, we don't really know exactly what that does. But it wouldn't be a film studio without a water tower, so let's get on it. Nobody's really using... Well, my script department is using a lot of water. I feel my vocal cords strengthening, my timbre developing, and I'm honing my diction. I'll soon be the star of the stage as well as the screen, but my professional growth takes time. Could you give me another 2 months to complete my training course? I promise when I'm back on set, my acting skills will blow you away. So I think I am paying for her vacation. But I need her for A Tale Most Meowed. She's only at 2.5. All right, take 2 more months. We got at least 30 more days left on A Tale Most Meowed anyway. Scottish, hello. This is a Hollywood Animal. Which is about running your own movie studio in the old golden days. This guy is super cheap. And super good and the highest level. I don't know why, but I'll take him. We got the producer's office. Let's upgrade the security with operations center, bodyguards, operations center, I guess. The producer's office needs 2 projects per producer. Engineering. This guy is a fraction of the price of the other guy. Technological innovation. Invent your own film technologies. Unavailable in the demo. I see. Okay, so just a bunch of stuff is locked behind the demo. No. Accidents have happened during the production of a film. David Gutman, our alcoholic misogynist young actor, brings a very noisy dog to the shoot. The animal won't stop barking for a minute unless it's whining or howling. Morning to night, most of the crew is praying the dog will die. This guy sucks. Forbid the actor from taking his dog to the shoot. Crew happiness will increase. I'm gonna get rid of that actor anyway, so. She is the 2.5. Swan Neck. It's pretty mediocre. But we're learning. This is the cowboy evil monster love interest. Thriller comedy that's shot on a tropical island? No, shelve this. Can't be spending all of our money making absolute slop. Not when A Tale Most Meowed is almost finished being written. Field of Crosses looks okay. Ronald Watson, level 2. Speed up, or overall speed up. Give me some more money. A historical detective in the modern American city about a working man who struggles for a better life and is in a love triangle with a serial killer, and at the end he finds treasure. Do we have the people to shoot a second film? You can always change your mind about this project and cancel it. The ship will be shelved. This guy's really bad at filming on sound stages. That's not too expensive. Dupler and sonotone. This is a detective. I feel like we don't need a lot of extras. But I'll take some extra crew. We got a producer. We got a director. I need a working man. And I need a serial killer. I need a lady serial killer. This one plays a witch and a monster, so I feel like she's good for this. An undisciplined addict? Yes. You're hired. $250,000 to shoot. All right, please tell me a tail most meowed turned out okay. That's almost 5 stars. I got a good feeling about a tail most meowed. The script's ratings are higher than the writer's score because of how well the story elements fit together. Comedy and clumsy oaf, femme fatale criminal mastermind, an adventure treasure hunt where the adventure protagonist finds treasure, an adventure because the protagonist... Look, I wrote a good movie! This was a smash hit. I really nailed this. I'm proud of myself. Now, I don't have any of the characters for this. Open the casting office to... In pre-production, you can hire actors, directors, and cinematographers, new producers. How do I open the casting office? Can I open the casting office from here? It doesn't really look like it. I'd have to shoot everything on location, which I'm probably going to want to do anyway. Don't worry. We'll come back to you with tail most meowed. You like writing detective novels? Let's get everybody working on projects. Otherwise, they're just sitting around doing nothing. Oh, I guess we can also just go to the story workshop and write our own stories, which is clearly the way to do it, instead of just having them write generic stuff. Have you heard of Wandering Malcolm? God knows what his real name is. Everyone calls him Wandering Malcolm. For 4 years straight, he's been knocking on the door of every film studio he can find, script under his arm. An odd one, real noisy and a little scary. He calms down and gets all sad, sits smoking by the side of the road, refuses to submit his script for consideration or even share the synopsis. Says he's afraid someone will steal his ideas. He'll only agree to sell it for $1,000 cash, money in advance. He literally jumped on top of my car when I arrived at work. I managed to get a look at the title of his page, Rotten Fates. While the madman was scrambling around on my windshield, I was about to call security, but then I thought, what the hell? Maybe today we'll take the risk. We can't write any worse than our regular studio parasites. Yeah, let's do it. Hey! That's a good movie. Drama, romance, thriller. Love triangle, star-crossed lovers, a hopeless romantic. I mean, I have to shelve it right now. We don't have any room, but... The Field of Crosses, going through post-production. Dropped it a little bit. Everything was bad about it. Security staff. I don't have any security. Do I have to hire security over here? Hire security. Answer, yes. Let's hire those 2 goons. We got upgrades available to everything here. I see, but we're limited on how many R&D groups we have. And our services building is ready to go. Let's get this guy. Everyone else sucks. You can now offer services during negotiations. The only thing you can offer is health insurance, but you can offer new services after developing stuff. Pay a monthly fee for the service, even if no one is using it. The cost increases slightly with each new employee. We also have technology here. Illegal gifts, extended medical, and Silver Moon Chronos watch. Yeah, everybody gets a watch. They don't need medical. They need watches. And pizza parties. I'm ready to shine. I feel empowered, inspired, creative. I'm not the same old Lydia Globe you used to know. We got a new actress at the studio. She's not very good. I can actually put a movie in pre-production here, I think. Can I? I'm not sure. I think now that I've filmed Escape from Springfield, I can. A full point up. This is a pretty mediocre movie. But the crew is happy. David Gutman is upset, but we don't care about him. Let's start post. All right, this game is solid. I'm liking it so far. You're a better editor. You're not as good a composer, but you are a lot happier and you are a lot less racist. I don't know, man. Spend money to make money. I guess. Another 28,000 is really not that much. So, can I go to the scripts and take... I probably should work on Rotten Fates, but I almost want to save that script until we're better. Can we work on A Tale Most Meowed? It's going to have to be entirely shot on location. Yeesh. No soundstage available. Get the extras, get the crew. This is a big movie. What, you can't work on this film? Post-production. Our clumsy oaf. Sidekick, angry boss, criminal mastermind cop, working man, cowboy, sheriff, sidekick. I kind of feel like Russell Simmons is my best clumsy oaf, but let's take Peter Harris. He's our lead. Our femme fatale. Ought to be Lydia Globe, probably. But I need a producer. I can add 2 producers on the film? Oh, yeah. Cost for 1 year, cost for 1 film. Yo, this guy is cheap, and he's young. Ya hired, kiddo. Welcome to the movies. I want to hire him for a whole year. He doesn't like the contract so much. I'm gonna have to offer him $13K. Or I can offer him medical insurance. Which seems like a pretty good deal. You hired, Oliver. Welcome to the team. All right, we got a producer on this project now. I need a criminal mastermind. This guy's played a criminal mastermind before. And they work together well. Him and Peter. Bada boom. It's only 200 grand to shoot it. That's not even that expensive. A new scandal with David Gutman. After 5 days of heavy drinking, David Gutman fell out of his third-floor apartment window straight onto the sidewalk. He walked away with a few bruises, but not before he spent some time crawling around to the amusement of passersby. He was crying and calling for his mama. As luck would have it, a Los Angeles Tribune reporter was passing by. The next day, everyone was talking about it. David Gutman, I think I'm ready to just fire you at this point. I suppose I have to wait until your contract wears out? Is that the deal? Are you on contract? Three years. Get out of here. Your contract's canceled. You canned. You bum. You're a disgrace. Look at this. Shooting, pre-production, writing scripts. We're cooking with gas, baby. A tail almost meowed. Dropped a little bit in ratings. Wow, they don't like my locations I shot on set. I don't know what adding security does, but okay. Fred Carpenter, the mayor of LA, took the family to see our latest movie last night. I gotta tell you, it was a lovely evening. Can't remember the last time my wife and daughter laughed so much. It was like going to the amusement park, but it only took 2 hours instead of 6. Of course, that's every man's #1 job. Keep the women and children happy, wouldn't you say? My daughter thinks so. Never stops reminding me, Dad, you promised to make me happy, and I'll only become happy if I can become an actress. I swear she's been talking about it since she was 8, and she's already 19. I used to say I don't have those kind of connections, but now I'm the mayor. I can't brush her off so easy. What type of mayor would I be if I can't make my own Wendy happy? I'm asking you to put her in one of your movies. She's a clever girl, just like a pop. You tell her where to stand, what to do, whatever it is, she'll handle everything. To make sure to keep it decent, nothing dirty. Business is business. This is my little princess, you know. I'll give her a role and release the film within 2 years, but I can't guarantee it's a hit. If there was any business give you a sure thing, you wouldn't need to be mayor. Wendy Carpenter. Oh, she's terrible. Hey, Esprit de Corpse ended up being an okay movie. This is our about a knight and a tribal chief in a modern American city. Shelf this nonsense. And Escape from Springfield is finally done post-production. My God. It's gotten worse. All my movies keep getting worse. At least our composer leveled up. Escape from Springfield. What is this movie? About a working man and a tribal chief where a protagonist finds treasure. This movie is nonsense. Just like this poster. Okay, it is action, romance, adventure. This is so many genres at the same time. Halloween. Oh, that's fun. You can see like the holiday. So I bet it releasing like a horror movie right before Halloween is probably like really good. And this is Turkey Day. Why don't we release on Thanksgiving? Right? This makes sense. And then this film is not very good, so Dudes, this increases the cost a lot. And we can print some extra copies. Oh, I see. Do we need to do this? So you're limited on how many copies you can show based on like how much you can print? You know what? Why don't we make it 500,000? Oh no, I wanted it to be on Turkey Day. My God, what is this? An adventure, comedy, romance, action? That's fun for the whole family. I think. There's a scandal. David Gutman was crawling around drunk in the middle of the street. We can apologize, I guess. We fired him, so. Have you met Arthur Gerstein in person? Only a few actors have ever heard his voice, even the ones working for the studio. He runs Gerstein Brothers through deputies and assistants. They say he's like an emperor who never leaves his chamber. By surprise, last night he suddenly called me and offered me a contract. He said all kinds of nasty things about our studios. The most polite words he used were garbage dump. But I don't want to leave. I like it here. But I'd like to get a small reward for my loyalty. I'm ready to forfeit $65,000 for early termination of my contract. All right, let's discuss it. This is my leading man. What? This is lucky. Sex with a 15-year-old is lucky? The studio's previous owner had blackmail on the actor. You can use blackmail if someone refuses to work with you or asks for too much. If you want blackmail on anyone else, you'll have to dig it up yourself. Yeah. I can't imagine this is going to make him very loyal, though. But yeah, you had sex with a 15-year-old. Probably don't leave my studio. Can we keep blackmailing him? Does blackmail only work once? Torn carpet? This sounds like an adult film. A cop versus an evil monster has a shootout. And then the evil monster is punished for their crime? It's not a bad film. And The Blackest. A romance, drama, adventure, thriller. Too many genres. Way too many genres. The share price of Vienne Pascal, Pierre Zola Company, and a dozen other companies has fallen by 30% in a single day. Everyone panicked and sold 13 million securities. Sounds like the collapse of the American economy is coming. Legal age was 21. Yeah, no, it's for sure illegal sex with a 15-year-old. I think that much is pretty clear. Seems pretty clear to me that that's probably not a legal thing. None of these guys are good at any of this stuff. Better they work at least a little bit. All right, I do want to see if we can get Tail Most Me out into theaters. But I also think maybe we just see how Escape from Springfield does, which is costing me more and more money with every passing day. Escape from Springfield. I don't think it needs a tagline. See? A movie with the most irritating sort of flaws. We got a single review. Hoi, oi, oi. Okay, so theater rentals costs a lot of money. I spent 3 times renting theaters than I did actually making the film. And somehow I didn't spend any money advertising. Because the advertising was paid for the first 3 films. And I only advertised for like 2 days. Okay, well, it made back its money. Almost. Now it's made back its money. And now everybody gets a watch. Cigars? Whiskey? Extended medical? But if you ask Hollywood today, it's as legal as ever. Legal to marry children and adults in most American states. In one single evening in Detroit, 105 people died of alcohol poisoning. Among the deceased is the renowned actor Cornelius Schwartz. The media is blaming the management on the Boxler plant. They take into mixing poison into the industrial alcohol to combat the theft of solvents. Investigators from the Bolt newspaper believe the alcohol poison somehow found its way into the underground bars of L.A. Director Simon May commented on the incident to the Fun Times magazine. For the death of my friend and colleague, I ask you to blame the idiot congressman who voted for prohibition. I'd like to hear what they say when something like this happens to their children. Oh my god, we also need to release a movie for the mayor. Well, this is not good. Field of Crosses is not looking like a very good movie. The happiness of the cast and crew plummeted, and everybody became unhappy working on this movie. Okay. Okay. You're a drunk. You can work on this one. You're a racist. You can work on this one. This film's not going to be very good. I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. Unlike A Tale Most Meowed, I need all my best people there. Escape from Springfield has a terrible attendance and actually lost money in its final showing, so let's end that distribution. We made a grand total of $268,000 on Escape from Springfield. Yikes. I mean, it's still money, but yikes. Call the bad movie a poisoned chalice. That's not bad. Fiscal year, we lost $1.1 million. Where'd all that money go? Construction. A lot into salaries as well. But I feel like construction was where we spent most of our money in the first year. At least we didn't have to pay tax. True. Facts. Okay, finally, A Tale Most Meowed. No, this is The Quiet. Just put it on the shelf for now. Tale Most Meowed. Nice! Went up a lot in quality here. This is my masterpiece. The crew is also really happy. Of course they want to work on a film called The Tale Most Meowed. It's got our best editor. It's got our best composer. We'll hire the best magicians that sound can record. Good luck, post-production. I'm counting on you. This is not a bad script. Drama adventure about a cop and a bandit. Let's just do this. This. We'll hire extra crew. Drama adventure about a cop and a bandit with a shootout. I don't think you need a lot of extras for that, do you? It isn't a modern American town. Yeah, why not? Let's hire some extras. We only got one producer. But you can direct anything. The cop protagonist has trouble keeping his heightened sex drive under control. And he's a racist. Well, you're perfect for a cop. And a bandit antagonist, we're going to make Peter Harris. He hasn't been the bad guy in a long time. Bam. This is an expensive one to shoot. Another script. He kept his back straight. Also sounds like it could maybe be an adult film. Detective movie? Adventure movie? I guess, like, we have one other guy here who writes... Sound studio. Film lab. Concert hall. Marketing and outreach building. Okay. Printing office. This guy here, he really likes writing comedies. So I just want to see very quickly, if we go into the story workshop, can I write him a comedy for him to write? Can I design him a comedy for him to write? I guess is my question. The funny joke. It's a comedy. It's a pure comedy, baby. It's going to take place on a tropical island. It's going to star a hopeless romantic and a tribal chief. It's going to star a female hopeless romantic and a male tribal chief. And they're going to fall in love. There's going to be a rival. Maybe. He's going to win the beloved. And in the end, the antagonist repents. The couple overcomes disagreement or adversity and lives happily ever after. Maybe that should be the finale. I don't know how this is a comedy. It sounds more like a romance film to me, but you know, why can't it be both? Field of Crosses. Right, this one is like the garbage movie. We're just going to put this wherever, and we're not going to spend a lot of money. Will stuff like World War II affect the movies you shoot? I bet you it will. I bet your bottom dollar it will. There's a lot of detective movies going on here. Why don't we shoot right here? Because it looks like nothing opens this week. Oh, we have to select a film copy printer. I see. This is the final film that the agency has hired to promote. After this, you have to plan and pay for advertising yourself. Build a marketing and outreach department. This is a detective, a historical detective. This one's probably for adults. I don't know why I'm advertising it so heavily. We're on the demo, so I just want to get to a tail most meowed. This film just starts doing really badly. Finally. ATMM. It's gone down in quality, but it doesn't matter. We believe in it. Ooh, look at these nice posters. I like the action of this one around the telephone. I don't know that picking the poster does anything. I haven't even seen the poster show up anywhere else. Is it going to overlap with Field of Crosses, which is a totally different style of movie? We could put it out early. Lionheart, hello! Welcome on in, dudes. We're checking out some stuff for Demo Day. We're actually just finishing up our run of Hollywood Animal right now and moving on to some more strategy demos after this. Come on in, dudes. Come on in. Tommy Wild, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody? We are playing a game that is basically all about making the movies right now. I'm gonna have to print this fast. 2-week express printing. Oof. And I don't know that we can even run advertisements for this, but we're gonna try. We're gonna need an advertising agency. Let's go with the Spice Mice. I'm sure there is a difference between them. All right, we got 2 movies coming up on the block. Ghost Warrior, thank you for the follow. We'll be checking out some cool strategy games after this. This is a bit of a more of a management sim game. Where you run yourself a little studio. If you remember the old game, I think it was just called The Movies. It was a very like Sims-like game where you end up recruiting all your own actors, your directors, you make your own sound studios, and you end up like writing your own films and sending them out. It's exactly what we are doing right now. We can now create sequels. Fun. There is a lot to it. It is coming out later this month. And we've been just trying to see how this movie does, The Tail Most Meowed. Which is not about a cat at all. A Tail Most Meowed. Curiosity. Killed the cat. No, that doesn't make any sense. This isn't a murder movie. It's like a comedy. A paw-licking good time. That's my tagline. It's perfect. We need to build some upgrades. Oh, probably, but we're going to be wrap up the demo in a moment. This is not a film that will interest anybody. C rating. Oh. Wow. I said it was fun for the whole family. I guess it was fun for literally nobody. Oh my God, I spent over $1 million on this film. Oh no. We have a problem with Cloudy Eye as well. It's perfect. Oh, that would have been very good. Leo, hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Thank you for following. I hope you had a good time with Lion today. An unknown person has called in a bomb threat. They said everyone will get blown up during filming unless we reduce the working day to 8 hours. Sure. Come on, how does The Tail Most Meow do in the theaters? Oh, it's a box office flop. My masterpiece is a flop. Will it even recoup? I don't think it will. What? I don't want to have to pay you more, Chief Big Bucks, but you do make the big bucks, so... The funny joke. Hey, the funny joke turned out to be a good script. We'll just throw it on the shelf for right now. I just want to know how The Tail Most Meowed does. The Field of Crosses is also released. And A Tail Most Meowed lost $170,000. It was #1 at the box office for the first week it came out, though. Woof. Oh my god, Field Across has got a D+. The film's big twist is obvious within 2 minutes. They printed this trash for the sole purpose of taking money from their naive viewers. That's true, actually. Thanks to films such as these, America will turn into a wasteland inhabited by monkeys. Well, that's kind of how Planet of the Apes goes. Wait a minute, that's not a film yet. Maybe we should write that. Okay. More scripts coming out, I think. Let's take an end at our demo look there as we move on to the next game today. Thank you for joining us for our first look at Hollywood Animal. This comes out later this month. It is on Steam Next Fest right now, and we might check this out. This was really fun. This is really well made, exceptionally good quality the whole way through. I'm very curious. I feel like it's a great homage to the old movies games, and did a bang up job. That's it.